Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. Today we are playing a 5-color Prismatic Bridge deck. It's a standard best of 1 list with average converted mana cost 3.7, 29 non-creatures, 6 creatures, and 25 lands. Now, the deck revolves around Essica, God of the Tree / the Prismatic Bridge. We never usually opt to play Essica. This is our win con, the Prismatic Bridge, and it's a Planeswalker list that revolves around this card. Now, how do you make it work? Well, if you want to play the Prismatic Bridge and you want it to revolve around Planeswalkers, you kinda have to only play one copy of each Planeswalker of your choice. And because if you get the same Planeswalker, if you get like 2 Lolths or 2 Sorns, you're going to have to sacrifice one, and then you're not getting a lot of value out of it. So we made the list extremely consistent, or as consistent as we possibly can, and there's just so much going on with the list. Let's just break it down for you guys and get through it, right? We start with 2 Duress, mainly for our control matchups, / disruption / other planeswalkers. 2 March of Otherworldly Light, exiles, artifacts, enchantments. 1 March of Wretched Sorrows. Life gain deals with planeswalkers as well, pretty good. 2 Professor of Symbology, and the idea behind Professor of Symbology is for us to basically fetch environmental sciences. Now, we can put environmental sciences into the main deck, but why would you do that if you can get extra value out of the learn mechanic and play Professor of Symbology, have these in the sideboard, and have other things that you might need later on in the game? So the idea behind environmental sciences is for us to fetch our mountain and our forest, and I'll get to that in a bit, right? It's a 5-color deck, so we need to hit all of our colors, and we do that pretty consistently within this deck. We also play 1 Valky / Tybalt. It's our Planeswalker. We play 2 Vanishing Verses, exiles as well, which is pretty good, and we can hit the colors pretty easily. We talked about Prismatic Bridge. I love the card, right? It's so much fun, especially with Planeswalkers. We 1 Kato, 2 Celestis to fix the mana, 1 Wandering Emperor, 4 Behold the Multiverse as our draw card of choice. We need to refuel as much as possible within this deck. 1 Sorin, 1 Teferi, 4 Doomskars, 1 Lolth, 1 Renin 7, 1 Kaya, 2 Farewells, 1 Mordenkainen, 1 Professor Onyx, 1 Vorinclex, since Vorinclex is like the king of all planeswalkers when it's in a planeswalker deck, right? It just brings them to life, right? Vorinclex, you play any planeswalker on top of Vorinclex, you can ultimate the planeswalker as fast as possible. So very good. And we finish it off with some spice within the Kamigawa. Since it's a 5-color deck, we can hard cast this card easily, and yeah, it's just an extra amount of removal and extra spice within a 5-color deck, so I love it. And now we get to the mana base, which is very important, and there has been so much thought within the mana, right? If you look at our deck, you'd say it's mainly Esper, or it's Esper heavy within the colors. We don't run any single red cards, although it is a 5-color deck. Our only red cards are Kamigawa and the 2 Prismatic Bridge, since they have the red mana, right? We can easily cheat that, but the thing is, since it's the majority of our cards are Esper cards, we're going really heavy on the Esper mana, right? White, red, blue. White, black, and blue, and then we're kind of splashing. We're splashing the black pathways, the red and green pathways, with the black color. We're splashing also 1 red and white pathway, 1 red and green pathway, and 1 dual land when it comes to the white and green. And why do you think I'm doing that? Well, we need a lot of black, right? We have Sorin, we have Lolth, Professor Onyx, and we also start with a lot of black colors as well. So we need a lot of black and we need a lot of white. So the rest of our 2 colors, which are red and green, has to be associated with our 2 dominant colors. So if we're going really heavy on black and white, we're going to include the black and red pathway and the black and green pathway. And if we're going really heavy on white, we have to include the white and green pathway and white and red pathway. And we also include 1 overgrown farmland because, we're relying on white a lot. And that's how you fix your mana. Also, none of the basics here. Yes, we run environmental sciences, but none of our Esper basics here. We run one mountain and one forest just so we can fetch it easily with environmental sciences and hit our colors pretty comfortably. So that's the idea behind basically a learn mechanic within this deck, is the fact that we're only going to run one basic mountain, one basic forest. These are the two colors that we need to hit a 5-colored prismatic bridge or Kamigawa, and we can fetch it easily with environmental sciences. I don't know how to explain it any better than that, but it works, right? And one world tree to fix our mana. We don't need any more world trees since we're not running anything that's remotely green that we need to cast. We never really want to hard cast Renin 7 or Vorinclex or Essica, so we can get the green easily within the basic here, and we can get the red easily within the mountain. And once you have all of your main 3 colors, which are the red, black, and white, you can then opt, if you draw like a black and green pathway, you can opt to play the green side of it, right, to hit your colors. You can opt to play the red side of it, right, and same goes for the white pathways. If you have your double white for the Doomscar and Farewell, you can opt to start playing your other colors. So that's where it's super consistent when it comes to hitting your colors. And obviously 25 lands, it's more than enough. It's a 60 card list. 25 lands is very good because we're a multicolored deck, right? We need to hit a lot of colors, so we need to open up with hands that would have three lands as much as possible, at least, you know, so that we can hit our colors comfortably. Within the sideboard here, we have 2 environmental sciences, and that's the first thing we go for when we cast a Professor of Symbology, just so we can make sure that we're hitting our colors. Also, 1 Teachings, 1 Containment Breach, 1 Introduction to Annihilation, extra removal in case we can't find anything or something that we can't deal with, 1 Mascot Exhibition, and 1 Confront the Past because it's a Planeswalker deck. And yeah, so the deck has a lot of removal, a lot of disruption. I think the only bad matchup for you would probably be Control, but like counter spell control. But aside from that, you know, it's smooth sailing, right? You have a ton of removal, you have a ton of board wipes. You have Planeswalkers that can generate value, 1 draw spell because a lot of your Planeswalkers can draw you cards, generate value for you. We have a lot of ways to deal with a lot of different things. We can exile things, we can deal with enchantments, artifacts, creatures, graveyards with Farewell. You know, we can gain a little bit of life with March and with environmental sciences to Fairy here. We also have Kamigawa to exile stuff as well. The list has been very consistent. I don't think I'm ever going to run for Essica for Prismatic Bridge because it's just a nightmare, right? When you have this card in hand, you never want to cast Essica. You'd usually want to wait until you have all your colors so you can cast the Prismatic Bridge, and that's the idea behind it. Yes, it's a Planeswalker deck that revolves around Prismatic Bridge, but you don't need to not cast anything until you get Prismatic Bridge. And the nice combo with Mordenkainen here is the fact that if you plus with Mordenkainen and you have a Prismatic Bridge, or you're planning to have a Prismatic Bridge, right? And you draw a Planeswalker, you can put that Planeswalker back into the deck so that the Prismatic Bridge can get that Planeswalker. And the only bad thing about this deck, and the only bad thing that would make me want to main deck these environmental sciences like that and remove Professor of Symbology, is the fact that Prismatic Bridge can get Professor of Symbology, and that can like devalue the deck by a lot, right? So I don't know, I'm willing to take that risk of Prismatic Bridge getting Professor of Symbology than to just have 2 environmental sciences and not get that extra sideboard value. So that's just me, that's my opinion. We also have 1 Valky that Prismatic Bridge can get. We also have a Vorinclex that Prismatic Bridge can get. But if Prismatic Bridge was to get Vorinclex, then I don't mind, right? But if it's getting Valky or Professor of Symbology, that's kind of a letdown a little. But you have to include Tybalt. You can hit the colors easily, and also Professor of Symbology just provides a lot of value within the sideboard. So that's what I'm going for. I'm happy with that. You give it a couple of turns and Prismatic Bridge can take over. Also, like, you have so many ways to survive. Even if you hit a Professor of Symbology with Prismatic Bridge once, you're guaranteed to hit a lot of planeswalkers after, because you have a lot of planeswalkers, and you're never going to lose value because you have one copy of each planeswalker. Also, we run 2 Takenuma, which we can get those planeswalkers back from the graveyard to our hand, and I mentioned Confront the Past as well. So you're never really like out of options, and the planeswalkers I chose are the right ones with the colors and the right ones with the with consistency. You know, I cut Kaya when I first was playtesting it, and I had Tamio, and Tamio is just terrible because it requires green, right? And we don't really want to like. It's just very inconsistent for me. I like Kaya because it has our dominant colors when it comes to the requirements, so I'm just going to keep Kaya. I also had I had Kasmina. Kasmina is a very good super friend, but Kasmina was not impactful at all, right? It's just a waste of a spot. Kasmina can be impactful in other decks, but I don't think in this one, because if you get a Kasmina with Prismatic Bridge, it's just not going to be all that, right? So the idea behind this deck is to get a very impactful planeswalker. Yes, Kaya can sometimes not be as impactful, but I mean, at least you can exile something. So if you're getting Kaya, it's not like you're, you know, like you're not going to get anything out of her. No, you're going to exile something with Kaya. And that's the idea, right? Professor Onyx, obviously a powerhouse, can gain you life as well. Mordenkainen can have board presence, draw. Loth speaks for herself. Renin 7 also. Teferi's like our least impactful planeswalker here. But at the same time gains you life, can find you answers within the deck. Wandering Emperor is kind of not that good with Prismatic Bridge, but if they've attacked you the turn before and you actually get a Wandering Emperor, then you can exile their creature, so it can be pretty good. So yeah, that's the idea behind the list. It was very, very, very difficult to when I was playtesting it. I had to change a lot of things around, and this is the ratio that I'm sticking with because it works, right? And it wins a lot of games, and it's actually the most consistent ratio for me, right? The idea is simple. You have a lot of Esper lands. You can get your Esper colors easily. All that you're left with is a forest and a mountain. There's a lot of ways for you to get that, if it's within the pathways, if it's within environmental sciences, you can hit that easily. And yeah, with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure you like the video. It'll help me out greatly. And I appreciate each and every one of you. Subscribe to the channel. The new set is coming out, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So yeah, with that being said, I'll see you guys later with another video. Okay, bye. Alright, I think this is fine. Play that tapped. Alright, Professor of Symbology, Environmental Sciences, straightforward. Mono white with no removal for me in hand. Sounds like a great recipe here. Red. Okay. Stormseeker. I think we have to take this because we're planning to play the Celestis here. Yikes. So we take Showdown, right? They don't have black yet. Yeah, we definitely take the Showdown here. This is not that good of a card against us. Alright, we jump here. Discard the Vorinclex. Vorinclex is too slow for us right now. We can play Kaya. We have to remove that. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. We can play Kaya. We can play Professor of Symbology, right? But that's not enough for us to remove anything. Are we willing to sacrifice the Kaya? Exile that. That kills Kaya. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What's our play here? I mean, we need to stall as much as possible. I would like to keep the Kaya in hand, but we can kill Loth with March. I think we're going to have to exile that anyway. Yeah.
When you can walk through walls?
Yeah, I'm willing to let go of the Kaya here, definitely. And we've got our colors, right? Well, we're missing white, or... Yeah. Yep. That's okay. We're getting close to the farewell here, so it's pretty good.
That's it. I quit.
Very good. All creatures. Nice. So, the cards they have in hand are not castable. Well, except for that one, but all the black ones are not. So that's pretty good. Takenuma I'm gonna keep in hand. We can get the Kaya back or the Vorinclex. I'm actually going to confront the past. Pass. Okay, so exile all graveyards. Alright. So 1, 1, 2, 3. Mordenkainen. Okay. We're gonna have to channel, get Kaya back. Have Confront the Past as backup for when, you know, we lose a Planeswalker eventually. Okay, it has Trample, sure. Alright, play this on white.
I just want to get in, get out, and finish the job.
Sure, I think we're doing really, really well here. Really well. Okay. Showdown. Nice. I like the pile, definitely. I mean... Yeah, definitely get rid of the land here. Nice. So...
It's the least you deserve.
So this becomes... Okay, they can't give Trample. They can play Valky. We need to get rid of Valky as well. So do we play Mordenkainen here? We can play 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
You mustn't be very wise. The entire multiverse is my library.
Alright. Let's see. Alright. So they can play Valky or the Wandering Emperor. They have to choose though. They have Lolth next turn as well. So this is, we're gaming, right? I mean, we're going toe to toe here. If I were them, I'd play Tybalt. Tybalt is just so good, right? Yeah, Tybalt pluses.
The world tree will be kindled.
Hopefully they don't top deck a prismatic bridge off of us. They exiled an artifact? Okay. It makes it easier for us to kill the Tybalt. Yeah, I'm definitely taking the block here. Prismatic bridge. 1, 2. Or let's draw with the Mordenkainen.
To control, one must first know.
Okay. Shattered Sanctum. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Alright, so what do we do? I'm going to put Ren and 7 back into the deck here. Okay.
Meddling heroes.
I take no joy in the slaughter, but it's necessary. You will serve me well.
Don't worry. I got you.
Alright, we can play Prismatic Bridge next turn. We still have Professor Onyx, Ren, Lolth, Teferi. Yeah, we have a lot of things here. But Angel Fire Ignition is going to definitely kill one of our Planeswalkers here. Yep, it's a 7/7. One, two, three, four, five. They can do that again or play the Lolth. I like the deck though. I've seen the list before. It revolves around this card, and the point is to give it +1/+1 counters. Yeah, so they're going to win the game here, right? Or almost. Yeah, it's at 11/11, so we have to double block that. If it has dealt 10 or more damage, they lose the game. So 10 damage is not enough. Oh, they go all in here. Okay. Yeah. They're deciding. That's not going to be enough for them. That's why they run Kaya's Onslaught to give it double strike as well. We're gonna block here. We're gonna block there. Definitely terrible for our opponent here.
And stay gone.
Play the Prismatic Bridge. Reveal. Nice.
My ways are
Board presence. Very
Apparently,
important.
I can create your doom in dog form.
Alright. And we're chilling here. Yeah, I mean, they're done, right? I mean, Lolth is not going to do anything, obviously.
I will show you what happens when the spiders squash back.
Sure.
Aren't I generous?
Okay. They're not going all in here? Yikes. I think they had it, right? I mean,
I'm not overconfident. You're just underwhelming.
they definitely had it. Alright, let's see what they want to do about this. They have to block one, the other one kills Loth. They let it through. Nice. That's very good for us. Alright.
All of you.
We had to do it that way. Okay.
I am never defenseless.
Keep
1,
watch for
2, 3. Get mascot exhibition. Put a +1 counter on it.
You'll be fine.
And pass.
Trust me.
Yeah, that's pretty much game. Nice. Nice. Yeah, that was a pretty close game. But I think if they would have attacked next turn, we still would have survived. We got Valky. Nice. Okay. Alright. So. Let's draw.
Your tiny
Put
mind
Loth
couldn't
back.
possibly grasp my research.
I bring my own army.
Remember your training. Here.
Play Teferi.
Someone call for.
Get Takenuma.
I don't want to spoil the surprise.
Play Celestis. Okay. We've got so many planeswalkers. We've got a board. We've got card draw. I mean, I don't see a way out for them. We've got mascot exhibition in hand. We still have Prismatic Bridge. We still have a Loth in the deck. We still have Ren and 7, Professor Onyx. We have it, Essica, right? We have Kato. Yeah. We've got a lot of things still. I mean, if I were them, I'd just leave. It's just too much, right? Maybe they're roping us here? It's so good though, right? Seeing Prismatic Bridge doing its thing in standard. It's so much fun. Yeah, it seems like our opponent is roping us here, so if that's the case, I'll just see you guys in the next game. Alright, keep this for sure. A lot of tapped lands, but a lot of lands in general. Okay. We can foretell and duress next turn, since they're playing Demir. It's pretty good. Alright, so... Yikes. Bad for them. So many lands though, right? So many tapped ones as well. They're not gonna play that this turn. Yep. Alright, so this should be very interesting. Very, very interesting. Okay. Well, we're drawing a lot of lands too. We have a red source now. We need something that fetches a green source, or at least a prismatic bridge, and a green source. Alright. This is really interesting. They don't have a man land they can activate, so I'll keep Teferi. Teferi can help us a lot, right? Play Teferi, sure. They probably have a march in hand, but I'll get this. So we've got all of our mana. Nighthawk Scavenger, sure. Okay. They play Hive. They can attack us with the Hive next turn. They don't play the Hive. Oh, they want to draw with Behold. Okay, so that's back-to-back Beholds. Well, not back-to-back, but you know. Kato. Kato is very interesting. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright. Play the other beach here.
And some think time only
Okay.
goes in one direction.
Let's see what they want to do here. Valkyrie, protection from planeswalkers, or hexproof from planeswalkers.
Run away. You'll be safer. I am almost sad to see you go.
Hexproof from planeswalkers. Nice, I like that. Professor of Symbology. Yeah. Sure. Alright, so what do we get here? We can get a Confront the Past, which is very versatile for us. Or, we need to find the Prismatic Bridge, right? I'd rather just play it safe and get Confront the Past.
Strike
Yep.
fast and strike hard.
This way it's like a reoccurring nightmare for our opponent there. Alright, so we're ahead a little bit, by a little, you know, at least we have 2 planeswalkers on the battlefield. I mean, we're doing very well. If we draw Celestis or anything like that, we can resolve the Ren and 7 here. We can also fetch another green source and resolve the Ren and 7 anyway, but I didn't want to go for that. We do have a basic green land in deck, so but we're chilling here. So what can hurt us significantly? Probably like a Imrith. could be very hard to deal with. They're at 7 cards. Are they flooding? That's the question. Seems like they're roping us, but yeah. It doesn't take that long to make a decision. And if it does, then the player is just not good. They can think, yeah, they can take their time, but not that long, that's for sure. I mean, it's very straightforward what you have to do. You have to deal with the threats. You have to present a threat of your own. So they're just roping us here. So that's game. I'll see you guys in the next one. Do we keep this? This hand is going to be very difficult to play, but I think we have to keep it. Okay. Our sprint is fine. Let's hit more lands here. Let's get a red source. Alright, March. $25 lands and we're not going to top deck any of them. Yeah, it was definitely a hard, very terrible hand to keep. I mean, like, it's so hard to play, right? Because you need to foretell Behold, then you need to cast Behold, then you need to rely on your Doomscar, you need to find your lands. It's just a lot going on, right? We're still going to take those. We need to find them lands. Okay, so we need that black source. We have a blue one already. We need to foretell that Doomscar. We still have to discard? No. Okay, well, we're kind of stabilizing here. Kind of. Loath is bad for us.
Darkness will swallow the light. I will get what I want.
But we can do something about the Loath. I don't mind giving up the Kaya. Alright, now we block. Okay, play the black source. One.
You win this round, but I'll be waiting.
And Doomscar. Okay, so what do we need? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wedding announcement. Wedding announcement is fine. Play Prismatic Bridge. Hopefully they don't have a way to remove it. They do. They have a march, right? Alright, well, we did our best, right? With the hand that we got. So, I mean, let's see if they can deal with this now. We exiled the Kaya. Yeah, we had to make that play. It was definitely the right play, because if we would cast Doomscar, Lolth would get really big. We don't want Lolth to get really big, right? Kato. Kato's
There are
nice.
many secrets I don't know.
Kato
Not
is
for long.
nice. What do we do with the Kato though? We make a blocker, right? We have to keep up Vanishing Verse as well. We can play Professor Onyx. We can also play Teferi. But Teferi dies. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. What do we do with Kato? Well, I think we definitely have to do this. They have a Vanishing Verse, or a Deadly Dispute, or
Bet you
something.
can't catch us.
And if they do, we don't want the Professor Onyx to die like that. Okay.
I could explain what I'm about to do, but I'd rather show than tell.
Fine. Fine. Sure.
Don't worry. It's only a little.
Alright, so they don't have an immediate way to deal with the Prismatic Bridge. They had one March. They don't have another one yet. Maybe they can top deck another one. Yeah, I think they're trying to find it. Another Restoration is fine. Okay. They still have 5 cards in hand. 1 for Told. Sure. Do we take those? I think so. Yeah, we need to draw with Kato, so I think we do take those.
Is that what they're calling an attack these days?
We can't be too hasty with the Prismatic Bridge. You'd hook Massacre for 1. Okay. What do we get? I mean, Containment Breach sounds like the right play here. Let's draw with the Kato.
Now this is a juicy secret.
Submit, submit.
Give me a moment.
Okay. We're not getting a lot of value off of the Prismatic Bridge, but we're about to, right? The only creature we have is Valky. Well, and Vorinclex. But they should both be decent, at least. Yeah, Bankbuster comes down, sure. But it's tapped. Spirited Companion is fine. We're still trying to apply as much value as possible. I know they have a Vanishing Verse in hand. That's why I'm deciding to not play the Professor Onyx. I mean, we just jump both of them, right? Maybe we should have kept one. But it's okay. I really don't want to use a Vanishing Verse on one of these. Sword.
Violence is necessary.
Oh, it has to be really good. So, exile the Bankbuster before they get value off of it. If they have a Deadly Dispute, that's okay. Okay. So we can make something here. A decent play at least.
What's one more grudge?
Or not. Okay, well, we drew out their Vanishing Verse.
Now, what do we have here?
Has to be Farewell here. Has to be. Wandering Emperor. Okay.
I'm not overconfident. You're just underwhelming. May your blade strike true.
Let's see what they want to do. I think we kind of screwed ourselves there
Show
with
them
discarding
how
the
we treat
Farewell,
our
but
enemies.
so they want to kill the Kato. They're going to, sure.
Mission's compromised. Time to go.
Nice.
We prefer not to fight, but we also will not hold back.
Ah, the eternal question. Win the quick way or the fun way?
What do we do here?
Witherbloom is just as well. Darn. Looks like you flunked out.
Okay, well that's the most we can do right now. We have 7/7. They create a samurai.
We must protect the people.
Okay, let's see what they want to do here. What is that, a Doomscar or a Starnheim Unleashed? Okay. Okay.
Let's go.
So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 3 left. I mean, we can gain some life. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then we make 4 mana. Actually, black, blue, red. I mean, come on, red. I guess doesn't matter, but green. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sure.
I'm hungry. Do what I demand.
No, we milled the Doomscar.
Contains great
No. Alright.
Second here, a second there. Who's counting?
I guess we're not dead yet. No attacks. End turn. But we're really struggling. We're not dead, but we're struggling. Like, badly. Especially with the Starnheim Unleashed and the fact that we milled the Doomscar. And it has to be terrible. No.
Strike fast and strike hard.
Yeah. We need a miracle here.
Subservience will be rewarded.
We really do. What a game though, right? It's been good.
I will cull the
It's
weak.
definitely been good. Do they have a planeswalker in the graveyard? Yeah, they have Loth. Vorinclex. So, okay, let's start looking for an answer here.
Go on, run, but we will catch you.
Farewell. That's all we need.
Ugh! There has to be an answer here. The entire forest is an army.
Alright, we have to manually tap here. Just so we can get the Teferi up. Oh man, why did I do that with the Tree Folk? I'm thinking about a million things. It doesn't even matter. They play Loth next turn, which is okay. But at least we got out of it. We're at 15 cards. 15.
Great. So much for a new start.
They don't have enough black mana for a Loath. Oh my goodness.
Guards, to me.
We don't even have enough planeswalkers. But yeah, we still had value. What a game. What a game. So, we had the Takenumas, right? Also, like, I really messed up terribly with the Tree Folk from the Ren before the farewell, but I was just so impulsed and like freaking out kind of about what to do in the right sequence that I actually got myself to mess up. My next plan was to actually discard the Takenumas, get my Planeswalkers back. I was probably going to get a Mordenkainen and a Ren and 7, just so we can go for the kill, because we were at 15 cards. And also our Prismatic Bridge was drained out. We got all, we got everything out of it. And we still had Teferi and Loath on the battlefield, so value, right? Yeah, good game.